Welcome to Chapter 3 of this section. Spend more on the things that you love. Once you have a budgeting tool and enter all of your cash flows, you have to decide what to do with this information. You can tie in all those tips that I mentioned for reducing expenses or increasing income, but budgeting isn't all about just taking things away from your life. A budget needs to be realistic. You can't cut out everything you enjoy just to get to financial freedom faster. An unrealistic budget is guaranteed to fall apart because it'll feel like a punishment. You'd be setting yourself up for failure because it's just not sustainable and you'll be miserable the entire time. Budgeting can be beautiful because it allows you to spend less on the things you don't need and more on the things you love. See, the truth is, material desires can be endless because we live in a digital world where we're being advertised to constantly, and things are marketed to make us think, if I just had that one thing, I'd look so much cooler or more attractive, or more people would respect me. In reality, there's no amount of material things that'll make you love yourself if it doesn't come from within first. When I say focus on spending money on the things you love, I mean don't buy things to impress others or buy them thinking they'll resolve an insecurity of yours. Buying material things does not replace personal development and self care because the amount of things you can buy will never end. You'll never be satisfied in this cycle because you haven't addressed the real unhappiness inside. Instead, spend money on the things that add value to your life and happiness. This will vary from person to person based on what they value. For one person, this could mean spending less on shopping for clothes so that more money can be allocated to dining out with loved ones once a month. For another, this could mean spending less money on dining out and instead allocating funds to personal wellness and self-care. Figure out what works for you. A budget will allow you to experience instant gratification without guilt and delayed gratification without feeling like you're sacrificing too much. This is what I was referring to when I mentioned finding balance between enjoying life and planning for the future. Budgeting will help you figure out which expenses add value to your life and which ones don't. It'll help you find ways to cut back on habitual spending on things you don't need and spend more on what makes you truly happy and lowers your stress levels. If you're not tracking your expenses, you might be spending a lot on things that aren't making your life any better.